this computer. We're recording, Cole.
We're recording. John, it has been so long. I think we've run out of new posts, didn't we?
I think we finally did. We were going to do a couple before I left for Acadia, but we just didn't have time. And so our poor listeners, Cole, right now, you got to believe. I mean, if I had to imagine right
They're
now,
having withdrawals.
They're probably unsubscribed. I bet we're down from 641 to like 300 because they're so frustrated that there's new content not coming out twice a week.
Can you unring the bell? I don't know.
You know what?
I don't even know what that means. I think that's your notification.
You probably can. And they probably should.
Feeling liking gets you subscribed, but ringing the bell, it turns on notifications. That's what I'm guessing.
Exactly what it does. Yeah.
Okay.
It turns on.
Well,
so go ahead.
I just got my Lenswork, online Lenswork. I don't think the print's out. Man, have you seen the cover image? It's amazing.
It's beautiful. It really is. Did you see the back cover image?
No, I didn't. Well, you know what? That's funny. I think the advertisement just sent me the picture of the front cover.
I think you're right.
Nobody ever looks at the back cover. Why would I look there?
True. It's true.
You haven't got yours yet then?
No, I have. I've received the notification, and but I haven't received a copy of the magazine yet.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, you'll have to look at it and tell me if there's anything in there good. As you know, I don't regularly look at it.
Yeah. Well, you do know the good news that I have, though, right?
It's not a tumor.
Yeah, that's not even funny nowadays.
Well, I guess it isn't. For those who have tumors, it isn't.
Yeah, it's not help. Yeah.
No, what's the good news?
I can now say that I've been published with a full-on, what do they call it? A full-on folio in Lenswork Magazine. As a matter of fact, the current issue that's going to hit the newsstands now is going to have 16 of my black and white Aurora, Rhythm of the Aurora images in it.
Awesome. Why don't you just move your head a little bit? You give people a glimpse at that one. It's a very, very nice image.
Going into the Aurora, there's one. Yeah, that's one of the abstract ones.
Yeah, that's very nice. Well, that is so cool. I wonder any clue when we'll all be receiving our print copy.
Well, I got an email today from Svetlana Maxon, who was in my mentorship that I did for a year-long mentorship during COVID. She did great work, and I encouraged her to submit. She's in the same issue with me, which serendipity. I had no idea. She's got a 6-image suite in there as well. How cool is that?
Cool. Yeah.
Very happy for Svetlana. And she's a really new photographer too. I mean, she hasn't been doing this for years and years. I mean, like maybe 2 years.
So she's been doing it for 2 years and is immediately accepted into Lenswork, and you've been doing it for 15 years and you're now just getting in.
Yeah. Well, because I was scared to death to submit.
Why?
Because it's such a prestigious magazine. And so when I look at that magazine, it's humbling. I mean, when you see the likes of Chuck Kimmerly in there and Mitch DeBrowner. Oh, and Cole Thompson.
I'd like to meet Chuck one day.
Yeah. Didn't you have like Mexican food or something?
He says that, but I think he's pulling my leg. Well, that's very cool that you're in. Because you have imposter syndrome, have you lost all respect for the publication now? Anyone who would publish me?
No, but what I think's really interesting is and I know you've been in 8 times, and look, I got a long ways to go to catch up. I realize that, and you can brag, that you've been in 8 times.
I try to never brag.
Oh, yeah, right. Wow.
Look at
how hard did you bite your tongue on that?
A few times we've been playing pool and I've said, the 8 ball, isn't that an interesting ball? Of all the balls on the table, I love the 8 ball. And invariably someone will innocently ask me why, and I'm obligated to explain it then.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, I just want to let you know that as cool as it is that you've been in 8 times,
Yeah.
There is nobody who's ever had their entire folio of all 16 images printed as a 2-page spread in the magazine.
I don't know.
Nobody's ever had that happen.
My dad's subscription to Playboy, they always had spreads.
Yeah, those are like 3-page. I wouldn't know, but as I remember, somebody
Yeah,
told
I wouldn't know either, John.
3-page spreads. So, you can take your little 8-to-1 argument, and all I got to tell you is when people open up that magazine, it's going to be the whole thing, 2-page spread of every image. That's never been.
All of them are 2 pages.
Every single image is
Nice,
going to be.
nice. Now, you and I have something in common.
Oh no,
Both of us have submitted and have had accepted portfolios that almost everyone else has submitted, but in color.
Oh, that's interesting. What was yours?
The
Dunes?
Melting Giants.
Oh, Melting Giants. That's right.
Yeah, icebergs, everybody does them in color, and auroras. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I got a lot of feedback actually from that. A lot of people saying I would never have thought of doing that, but they're working really well. Matter of fact, I think you had a comment on Instagram. You were dumbfounded that I had that many people commenting.
Well, Sherry Mabe was up here yesterday at our Fort Collins studio tour, and we were talking about it. And I told her how proud I was to have one of my students accepted into Lenswork.
You almost did that without laughing.
Anyway, let's talk a minute about.
But seriously, really 2-page spread, 2-page spreads.
8 ball, man, 8 times.
2-page spreads. Every image.
John,
they were that important.
John,
they were that
it's
significant.
Not the size that matters.
Oh, it was. Hang on a second. I think I have somebody who can settle this. Hold on just a second.
What, your wife or your granddaughter?
No. Hold on here. Let's see who's on here.
What?
Hold on. Hold please. Okay, Don, we're having Don. Welcome to the the Cole and John show. This is our good friend Don Coiner. He was with me in Acadia last week. Don, do you have anything to share on this Lenswork success of mine?
Well, John, I was talking to you last week about, just having an opportunity to both do workshops with you and Cole and with you. And I was just commenting how extraordinary it is that Cole has 8. He's been in that magazine 8 times.
And my hair, Don. What do you think of my hair?
I think your hair. I'm not a big fan, Cole. Can I be honest with you? But that's all right. 8 times, Cole. I mean, that's impressive.
Don, I don't like to rub it in to John like that. So let's just move on to another topic.
Don.
Let's before we move on from this, I did have one really troubling question that I've been thinking a lot about. John appears to have gotten spreads in the magazine.
2-page spreads.
And honestly, I've never seen your work as a spread. And so, as I understand it, the indication would be that there's really something super powerful that warrants a spread in John's work.
No,
so I'm just trying
you guys have
I'm trying to noodle this out. I'm
Look,
just kind of.
Brooks,
I don't know what to think.
Brooks did not want to put mine in a spread because he said the gutter ruins the image, and he says he only does it for portfolios that are weak and it won't hurt them anyway.
No, actually what he said was these are so powerful. He called me and said these are so powerful. We're going to do 2-page spreads. What do you think?
He told me he butt dialed you and had to come up with something to talk about.
No, it's impressive. We're both impressive. Spreads though, that's pretty cool, Cole. So I mean, it's good to have a goal. You can set small goals for yourself, and I think if you keep working and
who is this guy, John? I've never met him before.
He's
challenging yourself.
Yeah, Don is a really, really fine photographer in his own right. I think, Don, you're coming to Death Valley with us, right? You'll meet Don in Death Valley, Cole.
I've met Cole in Death Valley many times. Yeah. And I've worked with him. I've tried to work with him. But yeah, a spread. Wow. Imagine that, Cole. Just keep that out there. Reach for that. Just reach. It'll be great. sure you will.
16, Don, 16 of my images, 2-page spread, every single one of them. Never been done before.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. You know, I mean, I've been in Lensworks. I've been in Lenswork 0 times. So yeah,
well,
I'm proud of you both.
Well, hey, Don, thanks for checking in and setting the record straight. I sure appreciate your support.
All right.
I don't appreciate it at all. Thanks, Don.
Take good care, Don. You'll see you another time. All right, bye.
No, you rigged that, I can tell.
No,
hey, Don, be ready to take a call in 5 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Let's talk real quick because we're probably going along already. Yeah. So, you know, every time I see Brooks in a public speaking or something, he's always pushing, hey, people, submit. And I wonder, in my mind, he's just coming across hundreds a day of submissions.
You would think.
I wonder, maybe not, because everybody always says the same thing. Hey, I'm a little reluctant. I'm a little apprehensive. I've only been doing it a couple years. I'm nervous. I feel like an imposter. So maybe, you know, we should replug that. If you have a project that you are passionate about, that you love, why not? What's the worst that can happen?
Well, that's what he said. I mean, in all seriousness, folks, the interview that Cole and I did back in January of 2022, Brooks told me, he said, I'm not going to release this interview until you get published. And so that's why it's been released.
Is that why he's doing it?
Yeah. So that's why and it's Cole and I, and part of that discussion near the end, the discussion is about Brooks sharing that he knows a lot of very, very fine professional photographers that are reluctant to submit, and he doesn't know why. And, you know, so I shared part of my feelings of being intimidated by all the masters and the greats that have been published in that magazine, and saying, there's no way I rise up to that level.
As and well, then you should have. Yeah.
And then what he's finally said was, what's the worst, just like you just said, what's the worst that can happen? So folks that are still listening and haven't checked out on this episode, you really, just do it, right? The exercise of doing it, whether you get in or not, is irrelevant. The exercise of doing it was really, really good. I enjoyed that. It was hard, you know, to put that all together, but it was also fun. So just so you know, the guideline is 40 to 60 images. And the reason for that is the magazine will be whatever, you know, 12 to 20-ish, somewhere around there, depending on what he chooses. And then the tablet version has like a few more, and then the computer version can have, in the extended computer version of Lenswork, I think there'll be 35 or 34 of my images will be featured in that. So that's why he wants so many images. A couple reasons. He wants to be able to pick and choose what he's going to publish in the magazine, the printed magazine, but then he also wants the extra content for the other formats. That's sort of the other formats of the magazine in the digital.
Now let's not skip over too quick. Anybody who does subscribe to Lenswork, you might want to check out today. What is it, October 24th? I don't know, recording. That's the interview from John and I. It's a tad long because, oh, and I should mention, this is one of the few times, if you watch it, one of the very, very few times that you will see John not talk constantly from beginning to end of the presentation.
That's true. So it's true. When I watched it today, that was blatantly obvious that I was really letting it happen and letting you, Brooks, have a conversation.
Yeah, I spoke too much. I apologize.
No, you didn't. And also, you know, again, October 24th, if you are not subscribed to Lenswork, what the heck are you doing? Yeah, it really is one of the finest magazines, not just because Cole and I have been in it, but go do that now. So that's the next thing you should do, is get off of this, watching this, go to lenswork.com. I recommend the magazine for sure. It's just different than the digital. Digital
and all the extra content.
And then go ahead and spend the $60 a year and get the extra content.
And we don't get anything. We're not sponsors or whatever you call. We don't get a thing. We just love Lenswork.
We do. Yeah.
All
right, folks. We'll be a little more serious. We'll be a little more serious in the next in the next episode.